Salutations once again. This video is in response partly, or I'm sort of thinking of new ways to make them interesting, give them a theme. This one's partly in response to another SJW Warrior meltdown compilation, always rather rudely put, isn't it, to them by people, by their opponents. I guess I am one of their opponents, that they're retards, and there's a certain amount of humour involved in them, a certain amount of catharsis for those of us who consider we have more sense, and believe it or not, I'm one of them. And the latest one is something like, do I have it to hand? No, it's something like autistic turd muffin retard or something like that. And it's been said before by a number of people, not just, I won't be the first to say this, autism, the autistic spectrum, Asperger syndrome, is not always an adequate explanation to people who behave like that. No, not like that. It's probably more related to the cluster B disorders, if you could call it the cluster B disorder spectrum, perhaps. And having been diagnosed with Asperger's myself, and I've read a little bit around the subject, this doesn't prove anything, but I have read all of these books cover to cover. Simple Grandin, Tony Atwood, The Complete Guide to Asperger Syndrome, Nick Dubin, at one point in trouble with the FBI for paedophile charges, but perhaps dropped, or more lenient extenuating circumstances considered, but that's another story. The thing I want to say is, what did I want to say? I wanted to make this about scripts, and there's a number of people that suggest that if you have anxiety problems and trauma related problems, sometimes Asperger's is regarded as a trauma related problem, even at root. It's not the only factor considered to be involved though, and it's not the same as developmental trauma disorder itself. I need a script, don't I? And I need to rehearse it a bit better than this. Or some spontaneity. Well, that's just it, isn't it? Spontaneity, not everybody has it. Perhaps nobody has it at different times. We call ourselves, we like to categorise people. Somebody's got a crotch rocket, a chopper, or something. But it's yes, scripts, and some people call it suprastate, like you get into a role just to live in that suprastate. If you want to be more aggressive, you perhaps idolise somebody who's aggressive, you model yourself on them. If you want to be considerate and relaxed and assured, you would model yourself on them. And I've noticed this, like my mother, I haven't seen for nearly about 2 years, but when she was an ignominious situation, going to the job centre with me to explain to people that I have Asperger syndrome, and observing how she talks to people, and she perhaps herself has a dab of Asperger syndrome. It is genetic, but has never said she has it. You see what I mean? Why I think that's toxic in itself, not to be able to, it's somebody else with the problem. And she's more, maybe not chief narcissist, that's my dad, she's a codependent. And I just, thinking, you daft bat, why are you saying things like that to people? But she's found different ways to talk to people in different that work for her to some extent, as if by rote. Well, I think some of it does look a tad manipulative and a tad right. They don't understand fairness. I mean, she probably has a number of histrionic traits more than anything, or borderline. the standards I have for myself, they don't have to have, and they don't bloody appreciate the fact that I do. Why would they? It's only dawned on me latterly, very late in my life, or quite late in my life, considering. I wish it hadn't. Where can I take this now? Books, I have anything more about them. Not for the time being, but I mean, it does. People who think you can just turn into somebody else. I mean, everybody does use a script, and some people have a sort of authoritarian script, don't they, about other people, like it's firmly applied. Why does everybody here in this cultural group, this family, this religious group, why they all do a certain thing? My mother followed the Baha'i religion, or does follow it, and her friends, some of them and their kids, are a lot like that. It's almost like they're too well behaved as well, or they don't. It doesn't really matter. But I mean, so it's like this seems a little bit what's the word? Patronising and manipulative, but also I'm drawing a lot of blanks here today. Maybe I'm having flashbacks, I don't know. How do I feel about that? Somewhat inadequate, somewhat silly, embarrassed, humiliated. Is inadequate a feeling? Inadequate feeling, maybe not. Maybe not. I'm sure. My voice is sort of clipped. I need to work on it if I want to be a Shakespearean actor. But scripts, which back to those again. It's like certain people, they may have certain problems in their lives. They may have trauma-related problems in their lives more, but they're very sort of, it's almost like one size fits all, black and white in the thinking. I mean, whatever works for them. But this idea, you just insert a program and then that's you. Well, where are you then? You're just somebody you're just a receiver of programs. I mean, I try and use that. Audio hypnosis techniques, positive affirmations. But it's almost like you're still thinking in the black and white terms about black and white terms, SJWs, or is it just black and black, or one or the other? Anyway, enough of such wit. Cheerio.